find more.
Hell.
Podcast City Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get it on!
Come into the ring, step into the fire, see what you want, baby. If your heart has desire, get out, get knocked down. Deathmatch Russell Podcast, Deathmatch Russell Podcast, Deathmatch Russell Podcast.
And good evening, everyone. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. And my guest this evening, Eddie Martinez. How are you, man?
Good. I'm actually doing great. It's a nice day today. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad to get a hold of you, even though we're time differences are always a pain in the ass for East Coast, West Coast, all over the world,
Oh, man, tell me about it. Hell yeah.
But anyway, how you doing? Pretty good?
Pretty great. I got like a big match coming up this Friday so I'm pretty excited about that too.
Oh, what do we got? Who are we going against this week?
So this Friday, upcoming Friday, DFW All Pro presents Eddie Martinez, me as the champion, the DFW All Pro champion, up against Aaron Mercener.
Ooh, man. And you're gonna take that W once again.
Yes, I'm planning. I know it's gonna be a big fight. It's gonna be one hell of a back and forth strikes, but man, I am definitely planning on getting the dub.
Mm-hmm. And have you faced him before or no? This
is our first time ever.
Ooh, so that's gets a little taste of Eddie. Oh shit. But man, yeah, I've been talking to a lot of your guys on here lately. It's like, all right, everybody's all amped up for the big shows, and it's just like great.
Oh man.
And how many podcasts have you done? How many podcasts have you ever done?
I have done so far with what I'm on right now. We're on number 5.
Ooh, that's pretty good. So you're getting more noticed than more people should.
Yes, sir.
This day and age is technology. We want to get you out there and people to know who you are. And what got you as a kid growing up? What was it like for you in wrestling?
Well, as a kid growing up, so it was pretty interesting. Like my older brother was the one who was way into it more than I was. He was the one who always had the action figures, the title belts, and I was the one just being there, like just seeing him collecting it and drawn to it. We always went to Blockbusters at the time before it got closed down. We always went to Blockbuster, bought DVDs. Like that was our version of Netflix, buying WWE DVDs, watching the pay-per-views at home. So that was like our version, collecting more DVDs and just have a whole collection. So it was pretty fun, but that's like
the era of, we would like go to your local like Blockbuster, or you would go to your local Nobody Beats the Wiz or Spencer's or like a FYE, like all these stores that would have DVDs, and just like on the shelf and nobody would touch them,
Exactly.
And you pick up one DVD and you're like, what is this? Like, okay, XPW, okay, like who's heard of this? Like, what is this kind of like Japanese style wrestling, or just any kind of promotion that was like popular, because they had those random generic wrestling feds that we never even heard of,
But man, yeah, that's what we did. But he was more into it than I was. Then later on growing up, it was still there, but it faded away as like going through middle school and high school. But it came back to me. And then next thing you know, it clicked. I mean, in high school, I was doing 4 years of amateur style wrestling, and that's where, in a way, it kind of came back. Like wrestling, like started coming back to me, doing 4 years of amateur style wrestling. It was a lot of like hell and doing it, like making weight. Amateur style wrestling was no joke. Like for me, that was my main top tier sport in high school. I
Mhm.
had a couple friends like, hey, you should do football or you should do baseball. I'm like, no, I love what I'm doing. And amateur style wrestling, like I
Yeah,
didn't care what
it was so popular. Yeah, it was so popular. It was a really,
exactly
a
going
good.
to like tournaments and all that.
Hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. That's good though. You were really active in that, and I'm sure baseball or any other sport as well. As we all
Yeah, I
do
mean,
growing up, we all do all that crap.
don't get me wrong. Like I did a couple of baseball just for like a good 2 year in high school. But amateur style wrestling was my main go-to go. Like I was so dedicated every single summer. I had a couple of
Yeah.
friends that like they spend their time, going out in the summer. For me, I always went to these
Mhm.
local camping sites for learning more stuff about amateur style wrestling and a little bit of Greco style wrestling as well. So every single
Yeah.
time I had the chance just to go out and keep training nonstop. That was my mindset. I just wanted to train. I didn't want to stop.
What was it like going to your very first independent show? Ooh.
Ooh. So my very first independent show was in the year 2017.
Yeah.
So 2017 it was one nearby here.
Mhm.
It was my first ever independent. It was VIP wrestling.
Mhm.
VIP wrestling was my first ever, and I went to it, and I was like, "Whoa, these guys are insane! Oh my god, what is this? What's going
Yeah,
on?"
they got guys in masks. They got guys in just the tights and just you're like, what is this style? What is this? Right? You're
So
like,
yeah, but then after that, it clicked. Like I think after that show, it started coming back to me, and then right after high school, I did 1 year of community college, Greco style wrestling just for 1 year, but then it just kept growing into me. I'm like, you know what? I think I could fit myself in this style, like professional wrestling. I see myself in the ring and able to do the abilities that I know I believe in myself. So after
yeah,
making the transition from amateur Greco style to professional style wrestling, it was like it was amazing. It was like amazing. I feel like I was destined for this. Like this was
mhm,
my call out. Like professional wrestling was my main thing I needed to go. And it took me long to realize that. I'm like, whoa, this is where I need
mhm,
to be. This is my
mhm.
home. This is my world.
Yeah, because it changes you as a character, and as a character, also you could change up your style and be a different person as well. And I'm sure you did that through your career too. You know,
Yes.
and that's always fun, right? You mix it up, and you're probably like, well, do you even remember what your first character was, or like, gosh, you're like,
So it was a pretty interesting story. Like for my
yeah,
character, like when I started, I
didn't
really
know,
didn't knew what I wanted to like character
yeah,
wise. Like tried. I'm like, well, I had the name, but who is Eddie Martinez? What's the story behind Eddie Martinez? So it
mhm,
took me a while to realize. At first, I was leaning towards more as like maybe
a tough guy, yeah, tough,
tough
yeah, yeah,
guy, but it didn't fit right. I'm like, maybe that. I'm like, I was throwing out all these ideas on the wall. Like I had this like big
mhm,
vision board of a wall. I'm just throwing ideas out. But
yeah,
something
yeah,
clicked when I found the right one. I'm like, I knew that style who I was. Like that fits
yeah.
with me. Like that character fits who I
Mhm.
am.
You probably had like the shiny, glittery pants, and or just the cheap, like you're probably like, oh God, this is my first time trying this. Okay, let me shine, right? You're like,
It was something like that.
yeah,
At first, oh man, like rocking with tights, it was cool. But then, later
yeah,
on, I transitioned to trunks, and
yeah,
now after trunks, I went back to tights. So I have a mixture of trunks and tights. So both styles, I really love wearing both styles, trunks and tights. So whatever,
yeah.
which one I'm feeling to do, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go with this gear for tonight. Well, I'm gonna do this one for tonight.
But now it's all nice style, and it's really presentable now. All gear is really
Yeah.
present. I mean, you guys come up with some really cool, designs, and you guys who ever design them, and the people that help do that stuff. It's like, hey, like, oh man, I need this outfit for tonight. Like I want to get something, you know, or I'll
Oh
just go
man,
to
yeah.
Wal, or I'll just go to Goodwill and just get something really quick. And you've done that, I'm sure. I'm sure I'm sure we all have, that happens, right?
It really
When somebody
does.
it sucks because somebody, you guys, when somebody steals your damn gear bag, what happens? That's
Oh
another
man.
story. That's horrible. Yeah, that's the horrible part about wrestling, also.
Yeah.
When break into your car, and grab your stuff, you're like, damn, I don't have anything to wear tonight. What do you got? Do you have anything I can use, man?
Yeah, like maybe borrow some wrist tape, brother.
Yes, yes, yeah. Give me some of that tape and give me your boots if they still fit. Yeah. But man, it sounds like you're just ready, man. You're just like you got a lot going for you. And
Oh
that's pretty
man, yes.
do you of course you keep your eye on independent talent out there that you would love to face. There's probably so many guys that you'd love to pick and choose who you want to face, Like, do you have your top 5 or top 3?
I
Or
do have a list. As a
mm,
list, I do have top fives. Um, I
mm,
know for sure one is Chris Carter. I've been seeing him a lot lately here in Texas, and
mhm.
man,
He's
that can go.
yeah, he's a fireball. He's always on Texas Loco Wrestling, I believe, and
Yes.
also Game Changer Wrestling as well, here and there, GCW.
I
So,
got to meet him a couple of times. We crossed paths a couple of times, but man, he's also been also asking me like, "Hey, I can't wait to be in the ring with you." And I'm like, "Well, I have the same feeling as well. I want to get in the ring with you as well, one on one." Who
mhm.
else I can see? Another one, Max Heights. He's another one here in Texas. I've been seeing a lot lately as well.
Ninja Mac.
Um, Ninja
Ooh,
Mac. Oh, ooh,
man,
man,
or Dante Leone. Ooh,
that's a tough choice
Tho-
between those two. Man,
they're
I
pretty
want
damn good.
both.
I know. Yeah.
Both. I'd rather put me in the triple threat match with these two guys.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, Dante, yeah, he's another one. But oh man, it's so there's so much talent that you just want
Hmm.
to keep going. Like it's the list just keeps going and going. It's like infinity talent here. Like it's so many people I want to get in the ring with. I'm just little by little making my way to get that match with them.
Hmm. It's like you look at these guys, Blake Christian. You look at Alex Zane. Oof.
Oh
Right.
man, yes.
You're looking at Jordan Oliver.
I've seen him so many times. I've been in
Mm,
few shows while he had a different match. I'm
oof.
having a different match, but I've
What
seen him so
about
many times.
what about Nick Wayne? Ooh,
Oh man,
dude,
you
I'm
see
telling
it?
some
That's
names.
what I'm saying. The list goes on. You just like
I
it's so
know
crazy.
because it's, and I'm sure you followed Game Changer. I mean, have you seen what they
Yes,
do? Yeah.
I've seen a lot of their work, and I follow them on all the social media platforms. Just constantly seeing what's like the new videos they post up, all these cool clips they have going on. Oh my God, it's like
Mm.
I'm dying for the opportunity, just like make my way little by little into that door.
Yeah, yeah. Like they're traveling to Las Vegas already. God, they don't stop,
Man,
man.
they
They don't
don't.
stop. They're gonna be playing the casinos again down by me in a couple weeks. I'm like, I can't wait. I can't wait. 3 days of nonstop Hoodfoot's coming. I can't wait to see that guy. I heard so much about that guy, and his style, his because he's stepped it up in the deathmatch scene, which is different. There's a lot of guys in Texas too. I'm sure you noticed that. It's like they
I
step in
see.
their game, you know. Not besides the in between the ropes and just throw a move. They can go.
They
They
can
can go.
go. And that's what I like. I seen that, and like it makes me also keep elevating myself like to the next level, to the next level. So little by little, I'm posting a lot on social media, like hey, we got to bring this kid in. You got to see Eddie Martinez. Oh, he got some speed. You got to bring this kid in. He has to strike. Like in the way I'm excited. Like little by little, the doors are opening to places I want to see myself in, and they're opening little by little.
What about like down by the East Coast? One promotion I always talk about is Titan Championship Wrestling, local promotion.
Oh, I heard about that. I had a few of my wrestling friends ask me about that too.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
I
I'm
may
like,
have to summertime. I gotta.
so far I've
It's
traveled
yeah,
to 5 different states.
yeah.
My first one was Arkansas.
Mm,
Second one, Tampa, Florida. And then I made my way to Mississippi,
mm,
and then to Alabama, And this April 30th is gonna be my
Okay.
number 5, Kansas City.
Ooh, Kansas City. It's a good. They're known for. That's pretty. They're known for wrestling. I believe. I'm not sure, but I'll say yeah, they probably are. Yeah.
So little by little,
It's
I'm just making my way.
you got to keep on climbing yeah, it's like state by state, like out west, Colorado to, it's like just keep on going to California, West Coast, East Coast, in between,
Yes.
and travel the world, you know.
But man, and like right now, this year, 2020, everything just been like boom, boom, just nonstop, man, which I love. Like, oh man, keep it going, let's go. Like the train for this year of professional star wrestling has been just on a roll.
Yeah, and plus the guys that you partner with, you in your roster, and your local roster, you guys have a lot of guys that are really like you guys could go. I would love to come down there. I would like to come. Just to mess around, come to Texas.
Oh man, once you come down here, you for sure not gonna get out. You're like, man, I'm staying here. Might as well stay here and take. I see a lot of great stuff here.
Yes. Because I mean, look what you also have. Yeah, like I said, I like to visit. I like to check out local wrestling. You have
yes,
in your Texas Pro, your Texas wrestling there, and also I like to check out Mission Pro. With Thunder. With Thunder Rosa,
Oh, that's a good one.
That really is because they just had their debut at the Collective, which was awesome. For Game Changer Wrestling, that was great for her to showcase the talent and for the ladies, and men too. I believe were there. I believe some men wrestled in it too. So it's always good to mix it up, intergender,
Exactly. I seen a couple of the like. I haven't been to one of their shows, but I really want to go see it one so bad.
So 2022, I think, or 23, I think they're going to be in Las Vegas or something. So I might have to take a WrestleMania trip. That would be my
Oh man,
that sounds like just to go to see. Plus, they have some good wrestling all over Vegas.
Yes.
Federation, FSW. I think Black Label Pro. No, they bring them all down. They just bring everybody and anybody.
They really do.
Do you watch any IWTV? Do you watch?
I've watched IWTV and Title Match Network, both. So I'm watching both of them. Like
good.
When I have like time to myself, I watch either what's going on. Either I get on Facebook like, oh, you guys got to watch this match. It's on IWTV. So I just click the link and start watching. I'm like, okay, let's see. So I watch whatever they're like what's going on social media, or I just like start lurking around on it and see what's going on.
What do you like to catch? Like, there's New South Wrestling is pretty good. I like to watch that. That's always a good one. Beyond,
I know.
Beyond, of course, Beyond Wrestling. That's a bucket place to go, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. I know for sure one I like to watch a lot is they always have IWC New Texas Pro. New Texas Pro is one that I watched. They have every single time they put up a show on it, I just constantly watch it. I'm like, whoa, the talents here they bring in. Oh my God, it's so amazing.
Is that the one that also has Masada, I believe?
Yes.
I'm not okay. Yes. Yeah, because he's from Texas as well. Shout out to him. crazy master with the skewers. Sorry.
But man, right now, Brian, right now, it's just like it's crazy what's going on. Like also the tag team division in Texas has been crazy as well. Right now, currently, me and my tag team partner, we are like I'm one half of the Horsepower, but my other partner, we're both together. We are Horsepower. Right now, we currently have 2 tag team title belts, and then both of us have our own single title belt. And it's crazy that like how the opportunities has been given to us. I'm like, man, this has just been like revving up the division every single time. Like that's one thing I like about tag team. I'm like a big fan of tag team division.
Now, growing up, who were your favorite tag teams? Ooh, man, let's go back old school, right?
Let's see. There's so much. It has to be Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin.
Very good.
When they were Team Angle. Man, those two. I love watching those.
Yeah.
And then Los Guerreros.
of course, the Guerreros gotta have the Guerrero, because they were the masters on the mat.
Man, they were good.
Hmm.
But there's so much talent back then, like as tag team, like it
Hmm.
just it just keeps going
Now
down the list.
I know, and then now you look at the list and it's like, who are these guys now? Like AEW. Like, my gosh,
Oh my
like, is
God.
that bucket list? That's what you would love to be there too. That's a yes,
Yes.
yes,
I know I've seen a couple of great talents that got the opportunity to be in AEW. I'm like, hey, I seen that guy before. Hey, I know that guy. I'm like, oh
hmm
man.
Yeah, it's like Marco Stunt. Hey, I know this guy. I know Joey Janela. Hey, I know, all these guys that are just doing, but now they're doing better things. Yeah, it's a shame that he lost his contract. They've lost their contract, but they got they got backups. They got the
Yeah.
backup. Game Changer Wrestling's Joey's home. That will always be. But to see what they could do, the tag teams. My God, like Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, like
Oh my
still
God.
like they're still carrying on without Marco. You know what I mean?
Shout
And
out
then
to them for that.
you have FTR, right? FTR, you got Bucks, you got Hardy
You got
Boys.
Ray Phoenix
The,
and Pentagon. Man, those
Mhm,
two guys. Who else?
mhm.
Um, let's see.
Yeah,
Man, I know for sure watching it.
Ortiz, Santina, and Ortiz.
Oh
Yes.
yes, I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
seeing them so much and back in Impact Wrestling before like AEW became a thing. They were like before they were over there in TNA Impact. But
Hmm.
man, like I don't know, the tag team division for me, I love it so much because it's always like it's more storytelling in those. Like all four of those guys are in there putting up a big match and telling the story in those matches.
That's like Sammy Guevara. Ooh, shout out to him.
Oh yes,
And Fuego, of course.
Fuego de Sol, yeah. Oh man.
I'm always busting their chops. Always
And
busting.
those,
But
he's the guy that I've been one dying. Like I can't wait for one day to have opportunity to work Fuego de Sol, have a
mm,
one-on-one match.
hmm that's what we need. That's what fans need to see. If Fuego does sell on more independent scenes, so
Yes,
not just AEW. Come on, they should jump out of their
he's
shells. I don't know what they're waiting. Because Tony lets them wrestle. Tony
yeah, he
lets them
really
wrestle.
does.
That's the respect of a company. Vince McMahon would say, "Oh, you can't do this, kid. Sorry." You know, all their rules that they had.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, did you ever go to any house shows or any kind of pay-per-views? Ooh.
I did went to recently WrestleMania Night One here in Dallas when they came to WrestleMania 38. Got to
Hmm.
see Cody Rhodes coming back live. Oh, it
What
was
was that?
crazy reaction.
What was that like for you? Where were you at? Where were you sitting? Oh
Kind
yeah.
of not high, kind of midway on like a third level, but it was a good view. It was a good view. I got to see the whole
Hmm.
ring in a good angle. But man, once that night was insane. Like,
Hmm.
the kid inside of me came out again and
Yeah.
as telling myself like being there at WrestleMania night one
Yeah.
added more motivation to me. Like, hey,
Hmm.
I'm gonna go back in the lab and just keep working, crafting, and I believe in my work and I believe in my craft that will lead me towards somewhere
Bigger thing.
big
Yeah.
down the bigger thing. Like
Yeah.
down the line, I can
Yeah.
see myself here
Stepping it.
or over there. If as
Mhm.
long as I keep my mind focused, stay on my lane, making sure I believe on myself and don't doubt myself. Maybe there'll be a little bumps, but I can see
Mhm.
myself somewhere down there. Like that night, just I took everything in. Like
I'll tell
wow.
you what, man. It's amazing what they do nowadays. The pyrotechnics to the crowd. It's just like it's so amazing. It's really
Yes.
is. I mean, I'll tell you what. As a kid, I went to WrestleMania 5 in Atlantic City. And
Ooh.
so that was like vintage. Like I got to see the real no pyrotechnics back then. I saw the real wrestling. The real turnbuckles. Like the real view of the ring from nosebleeds, like just
Oh man.
to be there to hear that, the crowd and just be part of it. That was crazy.
But yeah, it's just that night. Just man, it's just like I keep rewinding it in my head like every single moment. The
Mhm.
biggest pops, Cody Rhodes
Mhm.
coming out, he's him getting that reaction, just being there felt like a
Mhm.
call out to me, like, hey, keep
Mhm.
working. You're gonna get here.
Mhm.
Little by little, time will just fly by, and
Here
you will
goes Seth
soon.
Rollins. Here's a Seth Rollins. Like, you're looking at all these other guys, like, and think about it. He runs a school. Like, come on, fam.
Yes.
Like the Black and the Brave, shit, I would get info and look into that, seriously.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But man, it's like, wrestling right now, it's a beautiful thing. Like I just I can't believe like never as back then 2017, I never thought about
Hmm.
me doing this.
Yeah.
And I reflected over time, like, wow, I'm happy, I'm proud that I made the choice
And look at
putting myself in here.
and look where you are today. You're doing your thing and you're having fun.
Yes,
And
that's the
now we're
key. Always having fun.
and you know what? Right now we should be watching, or pretty soon, or we should have been watching Samoa Joe versus Minoru Suzuki right now on AEW. I
Oh
forgot about
yes.
that. I
Oh
know
man. Oh, I'm
that
gonna have to
right.
watch the rewind.
I believe that was a title match. I see the graphics. I think that was a title match. So that should be to see Samoa Joe back in the ring again. Like that makes like his career. If you go back and like study, his career, how he grew up in his style. Jersey. He came from Jersey, all pro wrestling. Go on, go on, go on to to watch that one of these days. IWTV and check out Jersey All Pro Wrestling. You'll see low
Okay.
key. You'll see the low key. You'll see the Briscoe bro. You'll see a lot of guys on the scene. You'll be like, holy shit. You'll see Santina Ortiz as well. Back then, they did a couple. Jay Lethal, of course.
Definitely gotta go check that out.
Yeah. I mean, that was like the mid. The wrestling of that brought wrestling, really local wrestling to the scene. Like all those top names of wrestling. Chris Hero. Like, come on. You don't see too many of those no more. He's doing
No, no.
podcasts, or he's doing seminars.
Oh man.
What's the last seminar you've been to?
The last one I been to was the one here. It
Mhm.
was 4 months ago, Laredo Kids Seminar.
Ooh, wow.
But the crazy thing about it, on that week, it was a back-to-back seminar. It was Mr.
Mm.
Iguana seminar, and then a week later, Laredo's Kids Seminar.
So you're
And I
like,
kid you not,
yeah,
they had us working. Oh my God. And it was
yeah,
amazing.
and you learned a lot of good stuff. That's good. You learn.
I learned a lot of great techniques from both guys, Mr. Iguana and Laredo. They both showed
Mm,
us a lot of technique that night. But man, the fast pace, they can move. Like that
mhm,
right there, like gets me hyped. I'm like, man, that's the adrenaline that just kicks in.
mhm. Yeah, it's just gotta, then you're like, all right, I can do this now. Okay, I'm gonna go take this back to the school and try some of this stuff.
Exactly.
What's your favorite? What's your move set? What's your finisher? I don't even know. I
So
like. Yeah.
my finisher is the Ripcord Sling Blade.
Mm,
I was a fan of the Sling Blade, but I'm like,
yeah.
man, maybe I want to make that as my finisher, but in a cool way. Never really seen
Yeah.
anybody did it before.
Mhm,
Like we all see the Sling Blade, but have anybody seen a Ripcord Sling Blade?
mm,
And when I did it, all people were like, oh, that was
yeah.
pretty tight. You got to keep doing that. And then
Yeah.
I just kept doing elevating that Ripcord Sling Blade and pack war every single time.
Now, what other move do you like to use? Ooh.
I for sure love to use the springboard drop kick. It's a variation I do, jumping from one rope to another one and just hit the guy in midair with that drop kick.
Mm,
And
yeah.
then we do have the tornado DDT, another big fan move. Love seeing Fuego doing it.
Anybody. Yeah. He's the master of that. That's like, it's just like looking at back and it's like El Generico and the Brainbuster. Like the whole.
Yes.
You know, that's also if you go back to that Jersey All Pro,
Uh-huh.
You'll see Kevin Steen El Generico there as well.
Oh, okay.
So you'll see you'll be like, oh shit, the guy's tore it up. Back in the day.
I definitely gotta see that. Let's
Hmm.
see, I'm trying to think of another move. Definitely a love. More for me, I'm more like a striker. I'm in there wanting like ready to throw hands. Like we're here in the spring,
Hmm.
we about to fight.
Hmm.
I'm ready to go in full on throwing hands one when another strikes after strikes, kick after kicks. We're just gonna keep going until one of us be standing while the other one just be knocked out.
What's the scariest moment you ever had, or have you ever encountered? Like, ooh, man, like I got injured, like something that
Well,
scared yeah.
there's one that kind of almost and people thought I broke my neck, but I'm like, no, the landed, I didn't feel nothing. But in the way watching the video, it looks like if things didn't go as like if I
Plan, yeah,
didn't
yeah.
plan, I could have broken my neck. It was this crazy, insane. We top rope move. It was in a triple threat match, and
Mm.
the two guys in the ring. We wanted to do something big from the top rope, like a big impactful move. All three of us are up there coming down, and I took a Frankensteiner, but in a diagonal way that when I landed, everybody was pretty worried and people were shocked. They're like, "Did he break his neck? Oh my God, did Eddie break his neck?" And referee immediately, Chad, I remember that night, the referee came to me straight right away
Mm. Oh
when we
yeah.
did the move, and he was whispering like, "Are you good, Eddie?" Like I responded
Yeah.
back like I just responded back with a thumbs up, like,
Yeah,
"Hey, I'm good." No, I
I'm
didn't
good.
feel
I can do
nothing,
this. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna move
but
on. Go.
man,
Yeah.
rewatching that clip, yeah, if I didn't like
Mm.
landed in the way I landed, I could have broken my neck. But thankfully,
Mm.
from some odd reason, my mindset had me
Yeah.
saying like land this
I need to
way.
finish this match. I got yeah, because I want to finish this match and win.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna like just walk away and be like, oh, you know.
but
But
yeah, that
no.
was one of the scariest moments I ever had.
Hmm. What about like fan interaction, like heckler wise, grandma wise, grandma fan, anybody kind of like get in your face? You're just like,
Well,
security, security.
I have not
No.
ran into that. They most likely every time I come out, man, these fans are hyped up with me, and they're like
Yes.
already
Mhm.
insane. Like we're already in sync when I'm coming out there. I already feel the energy, and they can feel it too. But
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
not yet ran into that situation yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Let's
crossing for my fingers that I don't want to run into that. Like I don't
Yeah,
know
I probably
what
said something
happens.
like I should have said that, right? I should have said it. No, it is scary though, dude. I've been involved with like rides and shit, wrestling shows. It's scary,
Ah, man,
and with competition, people just don't know what they're doing. They're running, like an invasion.
yeah,
Combat. I've had that at Combat Zone. I was like five. They've had that happen, man. You just got to move quick. Just have to
yeah,
know.
exactly.
You know.
But if I have something like that happen to me, I'll be ready. I for sure will be ready. Like, hey, my hand,
Hmm.
all I need is these hands. That's all I need.
Hmm.
No weapon
Give,
for me. I'm like, these fists will do the work.
give me a light tube. I'll be okay. I don't care. No, but yeah, chairs, man. Chairs are the one thing that are scary though, dude. You can get injured, dude. Like we've had bottles and shit thrown at Game Changer Wrestling. I'm sure you've seen that. That's dangerous.
Yes.
And I've been part of that. I've been a part of that. Like for when they were in Atlantic City one year for the Run Ricky Run, bottle raid.
Ooh,
Ricky Shade Page. Ooh, man, there's a guy who his career changed paths really quick. From being, but he's makes his appearances here and there on AEW. Which is amazing.
man. I just right now when I see all these
Mm.
talents on the big shows, I'm like, man, I can see myself being there with them. Like, hey, have
Mm.
you seen their some of them had like documented how they got to that moment. Like, and when watching those documentaries, like, gives me motivation. Like, holy shit, I can see
Y-
myself doing that. Like,
Yeah, but then you watch the dark match. You're like, all right, this is quick. This is like I wish they could have the full match and go more into it, but they don't.
yeah,
That's they give more of an opportunity. They come on back. Come back for another match or two. But they do. You see that they get them back once in a while.
they come back like maybe in 4 months. You see them again. Like, oh, yeah, I see him again. He's back.
That's one promotion I have not been to yet. I'd love to go see an AEW show. I would love to go to.
Man,
Yeah, I know they were in Atlantic City. I could have gone to that one when they were. Next time they come around, I'm taking a day off. It's hard on a Wednesday. I hate that. It's a work day. But you gotta take the day off. Yeah, why to see some
yeah,
wrestling.
that's the one thing about it. It lands on a Wednesday, but hey, I mean, I've been to some and it was worth it.
Hmm?
It
Yeah.
was worth being there and like going. Some of them were here in Dallas or in Garland. I got to see like just there like as a fan, but
Mm.
behind the scenes, like I can be in that ring too. Like I
Oh,
can definitely.
you've been to a couple of them. Awesome.
I've been a couple of them with like a couple friends. We went out there and just like they're the ones who invited me out. They had the tickets and everything. I'm like, okay, I'm just tagging
Gotta
along.
go. Yeah, go check it out. See what this AEW is all about. You're like, wow, this is so different than WWE. Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
really is. It really is. It feels like you're more comfortable. You can just sit there and just enjoy a show and not be bothered by a fan marking you. Or heckling and just
But
crazy.
man, but bringing it back to WWE, like WrestleMania Night One. Oh man, I had to go. I had to make sure I had my head on, like in a way, to kind of disguise myself, because in
Hmm.
that week we did have Mania week. There was a lot of shows
Yes.
here.
Yeah,
Uh,
there were a lot going on in Texas. Yeah.
I was in one Wednesday, but on
Mhm.
that Wednesday night, on that Monday, I had a news reporter reach me out on Twitter, and we got the green light from both sides. Like he came out on that Wednesday night that I was booked on for the show, and he did a whole like documentary about me, put me on the did an interview with me, and next thing you know, my story got told on Friday night. Like I was on the news, and
And
everybody
you
was messaging
call
me, hey.
hey, you're on TV. Okay.
Yeah, I was getting pictures, video clips of me be on the news and everything. I'm like, oh my God. And then that day of WrestleMania Night One, I went and
Mhm.
I got recognized by 7 people. 4 of them I knew, but
No,
the
uh,
3 others, oh my God.
you're like, oh, sorry, but no, that wasn't me.
No, I'm like, no, well, I'm somebody else, but that wasn't me.
Yeah, that's my twin. That's my twin over there. Yeah, that's my stunt double.
But it was a crazy night. That was one thing that I kind of highlighted in my day, that getting recognized by 7 people on that day.
Hmm. That's
They're like, oh,
awesome.
we saw you on the news, man.
Yeah, it's like me at Christmas time when I called my mom one year for WWF was doing that WWE restaurant stuff. That restaurant down in New York City, Times Square.
Ah,
So
okay.
and it was a Sunday night heat taping, right?
Uh-huh.
So I didn't know what they were doing. My sister got me tickets for us, got me tickets for Christmas, Merry Christmas, and so we go to this restaurant, walk inside this gift shop, and they're telling me, and then you go up to the counter where you get your, the lady for the hostess there, and she's like, "There's gonna be live wrestling tonight." What? We're gonna be taping. We're gonna be taping. Okay. So guess what? I stood behind Michael Cole and Taz right while they were doing a taping for in Charlotte, North Carolina with Ric Flair, and Taz and was it Taz just got over a feud with Christian and her Edge or something. So I was like, wow, this is.
Wow.
But I saw like Chuck Colombo on the main screen. It was like big show. Mr. Billy Gunn, like the Gun Club, like the original
Wow.
Mr. Billy. But I called my mom. Mom, can you tape this for me? I'm going to be live on TV tonight. And then it came up to me and Taz were having fun during it. We were like calling. I found the video. I'll just send you it. It's really cool.
I gotta see it.
Yeah. Yeah, but we were calling like the Nature Boy. Like, who's the best of the figure four? Ric Flair. Woo! We were like just have so much fun doing talk. Just mentioning his name during his couple matches, and then they broke to Stone Cold versus Booker T in the supermarket match.
Oh.
So towards the end of that, I'm watching it. I mentioned, oh, paper or plastic? Yeah, as he checks out. You hear a little voice like in the background. You know what I mean? It's crazy, huh? I thought it's like a cool moment.
That's the coolest moment. I was like, wow. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God.
So I probably
That'd have
made
been
TV.
insane.
Yeah. I mean, I've gone to. I actually was at the Hammerstein when ECW did their one night stand 2. I remember doing that, and I was the same spot though. I was behind Jerry the King Lawler and Joey Styles on the stage right there because I was sitting 6th row, by the ring.
Oh man.
I get noticed when I'm in a crowd, like and then I went to a SummerSlam. I'm looking, in the 200 sections. They had a pan and camera. It was Rey Mysterio versus somebody else. Dude, I was on camera. I didn't realize.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like I think it was it was in SummerSlam when Triple H was making his return when he had his knee injury.
I think that was 2006.
Yeah. Because they were showing like a robotic video of him, of Triple H's. And I remember that. But Stone Cold came out, like all these people. Carlitos Cabana, I think it was called or something. They had like a series, it was summertime, so they had to throw that out there. But yeah, that's my favorite moment. Those have to be like my moments,
Oh man, that's pretty insane having those moments right there. Just seeing that.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, what music you into? What do you got? What's your big go-to music these days? What do you get yourself amped up on?
Usually, it's always the hip hop music for me. Like that always gets me. All right, my adrenaline kicks in before I even go out there. I listen to get my AirPods in and start listening to my whole track list of hip hop music and just starts beeping. Just like the adrenaline comes in. For me, my artist is always Post Malone. Post Malone's my main guy.
He's one of those best. I know. That's what's on my playlist. I can't complain, But I have the mix of alternative to everything, you name it. I mean, just like right now, I'm hooked. I'm hooked on. It's a really good song by Lars Fredrickson of Rancid. They just did the Game Changer theme. He just did the theme from Rancid.
Oh.
It was just done for San Francisco show that they just did this past week. That was a pretty good show, actually. I love that. I'd like to go. I'm going to watch that again when I get off of here.
Oh man. But yeah, I like to listen to music. For me, it's always my way to go out there. Before my music hits, I just listen to my own music. I have my playlist, and then when I know my time is coming up, time to get out there and start doing my thing.
What kind of movies are you into? Go to? Yeah, have you seen anything recent? I am not. I'm not a big movie recent stuff. I haven't seen anything.
Oh man, I just finished watching Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The main movie everybody's talking about.
Recommend seeing it or now? Should I see it?
Yes, I recommend Jim Carrey.
Right.
10 out of 10.
All right. Okay. But anyway, man, let's call it a night because it's. I don't know what time is it. 9:51. I got to get up at 6 o'clock.
I still got daylight over here on my side, but man, it's the thing about having two different time zones.
I know, man. I know my shoot job and doing, real life. It's, podcast is a hobby, and it doesn't stop, Mark. Yeah, let's do this again. I'd like to have you come back.
Same. Oh man, but it was great being here. This was amazing.
Mm-hmm. So where can everybody find you and tell us what you got coming up?
So what I have coming up right now, ladies and gentlemen, this Friday night, DFW All Pro presents Training Day. The Power Glider, Eddie Martinez, the DFW All Pro champion, will defend his title against Aaron Mercener one-on-one. You do not want to miss this. And if you want to keep up with me, follow me on my 3 social media links. We have Facebook, Eddie Martinez. We have Instagram, the Power Glider _Eddie. And we have Twitter, the Power Glider Eddie Martinez. Follow me on all 3 links, and that's where you can keep up with me. And also, you want to check out some of my merch? I do have a pro wrestling tees. Go on prowrestlingtees.com and then type the Power Glider Eddie Martinez, and all my shirts are there available.
Any last words for your opponent? Let's get something out there for them, right?
For my opponent, he needs to know this Friday night, he's going to step in the ring with the man who is faster than fast, quicker than quick, and always ready to go off. That's who he needs to be ready for.
Thank you, Eddie Martinez, for coming on. And everybody, check him out. This this weekend at the show and go say hello, buy a T-shirt, and go touch the gold. Okay, he has the gold, so you have to touch the gold. Or put it on your shoulder and take a picture of that. You imagine you're the champion as well, but you are a champion in your own minds. Eddie, I want to say thank you for coming on tonight, and
thank you once again.
I think we'll save that for. I'll kind of clip that. How's that? Ooh, that's a good.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, we can make something. I'll mix something for you. How's that? Ooh.
Hey, let's do it.
Yeah. All right. But anyway, thank you for coming on. Man, I got another podcast tomorrow night what the hell is tomorrow? Thursday night. I'm going to be talking to Grindhouse Wrestling pro wrestler Berto and his Hippo.
Oh, okay.
I saw a little preview. He posted something about his Hippo likes Tortino's pizza. So what flavor, we don't know. I don't know, man. It's a mystery to me, but I'm looking at talking to him and see what he's all about and his journey on wrestling as well. Be good. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Have a good night.
You can find more Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on the following. Just hit the like button and share. You can hear the audio portion of Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes. Social media, Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on Facebook, Twitter at DavidNJ32, Instagram, DavidNJ36, YouTube, David C. Russell, and DeathmatchWrestlePodcast.com. Podcast City Network, your top source for independent podcasting. Be creative, be yourself. PodcastCity.net. Facebook, Podcast City Network. Twitter at Podcast City Net. Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast merchandise available. PodcastCity.net/shop. Joners Wrestling Podcast Network. Head over to WrestlingWithJoners.com. Follow them on Facebook, Joners Wrestling Podcast Network. Twitter at with Joners _pod. I want to mention Collar and Elbow. CollarandelbowBrand.com. Use the promo code Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast.